One More Turn, Episode 607, Separation.
There you are. Have you been walking around town all this time? You could have at least kept yourself out of the lowlands. These places aren't what they used to be.
Your arbitrary disdain for this part of town aside.
Arbitrary? You know perfectly well its history.
I'm taking time to clear my head.
Setting aside all that clutter in there will make that difficult, if not impossible.
Clutter? You've got some nerve.
If Gary hurts you in any way, I'll make that heartless bastard regret it for all his days. Limited in numbers, they probably are.
Well, actually, it was I who ended it ultimately.
Oh, well, clearing that clutter may be possible after all. That bastard was heartless, you know.
If you're trying to make me feel better, you suck at it.
If you're trying to push me away, you still suck at it.
What's that supposed to mean?
The surprise meet and greet you arranged between Cade and I? You were hoping I'd become his problem, or at least the other way around. You could go about your business without my involvement.
Well, that's just it, isn't it, Bae? Why would you have any involvement in my business?
To keep a promise. To Mom and Dad.
What promise?
To always act like your big brother, even when you didn't want it. Especially when you didn't want it, perhaps.
No relationship stays the same with the passage of time.
Have you met Max, Nora?
Well, we've really only known him for a short while. We can call him Nick.
I'll try not to make it a habit. What was that for?
My bad. I thought my feet had more clearance than that. I didn't mean to step.
I meant the hug.
For becoming the person I knew you could become, or rather the person I knew.
Either you're trying to rehash an age-old argument, or you lost focus a moment.
Are you calling me Max?
If I am, then call me Nora.
Oh, let's just skip to the argument's end. I told you again and again I never approved of you and Bella.
Very well. I never asked.
I resent that you never valued my opinion enough to want to ask.
I despise that you try to find a way to make any and every part of my life about you.
Well, I loathe how you look to find a way to make each and every situation benefit you.
Then why were you complimenting me only a few moments ago?
If I had any kind of answer to give, I'd be saying it right now.
You need to stop Caleb from seeing Carson and tell him what his brother said to Nora.
What now?
Right, I'm breaking a habit again. I'll rephrase. You need to stop man-child from...
No. As in, where is this coming from?
He was at your place with Max and Nora when I went there to see Gary.
You're supposed to be making things clearer, not more clouded.
Oh, there I went again. When I went to see Pops...
Bae!
Caleb and Carson are better off keeping themselves at a distance from one another. They kept defaulting to how they treated each other when they were children, whether they realized it or not, wanted to or not.
Hot calling the kettles black? Wish I'd never told you that Nora told me.
You and me both, but there, again, you're making another part of my life about you.
Well, if that's true, I'm not the only one in our relationship who's behaved that way. And strike that concerned look from your face. Not all relationships are romantic.
No, but when someone refers to our relationship...
When none of our aunts or uncles were willing to step up and take me in after our parents died, I was grateful that you did. I know you put your life on hold to look after me. But you overcompensated something fierce when it came to the dough contract.
Nope, not that again. It's history. Come and gone, move on.
Reese would have us believe otherwise.
Reese is a tool.
On that one we can agree. But I'm not blind to recognize that contract set in motion the latest series of disappointments in my life.
Oh my gosh, is it that you can't help headline a pity party? Dough wasn't about you.
You're right. It was about you helping Bella and Gary get back at Caleb and Carson. You knowingly, willingly worked with the first pair to get revenge on the second. 2 other exes of Bella. How bloody twisted is that?
You already acknowledged I'm not that person anymore. The months that we've worked at One More Turn Solutions together helped lead you to that conclusion, right?
Your bringing those two back into our lives has led me to this. I hadn't even spoken to Gary in person before that dough contract business. I hadn't had any dealings with Bella since the two of you broke up for the 4th time. I wouldn't have gotten on Avery's radar if it hadn't been for my renewed history with Bella.
If you were so concerned about history, you wouldn't be so keen to rewrite it. It was your scouring into my biological background that led both of us to Avery through Caden.
Says the man who got closer than close to Carson during the months you worked together at One More Turn Solutions. Couldn't get an in on that company with Bella, so decided to go at it on your own. And why? To manipulate a situation to benefit you.
Okay. I made a terrible mistake in pushing us apart when I chose to use you to help Bella and Gary get back at Caleb and Carson. Happy now?
Not in the slightest, actually.
Join the club.
You do realize how many people around have been recording you, right? Me included?
One More Turn. Written created by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Edited by Dark Cloud and Michael Ubermakla Bryant. Directed and produced by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Characters in order of appearance. Hudson voiced by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Riley voiced by Stephanie Makalua. Man voiced by Canis Albinas. Sounds courtesy of freesound.org. Music by Kevin MacLeod. Voiceover by Steve, Warning You to Warner. Visit the One More Turn website at onemoreturn.net. Copyright Civilized Communications at civcom.net. On the next episode of One More Turn...
Yes. All of that knowledge and more, the ample evidence to prove to the satisfaction of the masses is now in your possession, Riley. I hope you know what you're going to say to those in your social circle when they tell you that you betrayed them.
That is none of your concern.